The restaurant was glowing with twinkling Christmas lights, the scent of pine and cinnamon lingering in the air, yet Emily felt a cold emptiness settle over her chest. She had arrived for a blind date, nerves fluttering, heart hopping for a little Christmas magic, only to be met with curt smiles, polite nods, and then the unmistakable sting of rejection. Her date had barely looked at her, dismissing her with excuses, leaving Emily staring at her untouched glass of wine, questioning why she even tried. She had dressed in her finest red dress, hair perfectly curled, heart brimming with hope, and now it all felt shattered. As the piano softly played carols in the background, she pressed her lips together, forcing a smile she didn't feel. If anyone had walked in at that moment, they would have seen a woman draped in beauty and festivity, but underneath she felt invisible, unwanted, and painfully alone. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the magic of unexpected moments, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Heart Tale to help spread stories that warm the heart. Emily pushed back from the table, contemplating leaving when a small, hesitant voice stopped her. She looked down to see a little black girl, no more than 7, tugging at the sleeve of her coat. Her eyes were wide, filled with the kind of honesty that only children possess. She wasn't alone. A tiny boy clung to her side, their mother a few steps behind, smiling nervously. The little girl asked if they could join her. Something in her voice, the innocence, the bravery, the quiet hope, pierced through the layers of Emily's sadness. It was a simple question, yet it carried the weight of something extraordinary. For the first time that evening, Emily felt a flicker of warmth, a tiny ember of connection amid her disappointment. She nodded, motioning them to sit, her hands suddenly clammy, her heart pounding in ways it hadn't all night. The children slid into the booth across from her, giggling quietly as they admired the sparkling decorations and the desserts lined up on the counter. Emily watched them, initially unsure how to bridge the gap between her despair and their infectious cheer. But as they started chatting about the ornaments, the snow outside, and the Christmas cookies they loved, Emily found herself laughing, a genuine, heartfelt laugh that she hadn't felt in weeks. The tiny hands handed her a paper snowflake they had crafted in school, insisting she hang it on the miniature tree in the corner of the restaurant. As she pinned it carefully, Emily realized that, somehow in this simple gesture, she was no longer invisible. The children had seen her, really seen her, and in return she had found a small corner of belonging. Time seemed to slow. Emily shared stories of her childhood Christmases, the ones filled with family traditions and little mishaps that had ended in laughter. The little boy chimed in with tales of their neighborhood's holiday light competitions, each story more animated than the last. Emily's heart, heavy just moments ago, now swelled with a sense of connection she hadn't expected. The restaurant staff, noticing the laughter and warmth radiating from the booth, paused to smile, caught in the ripple of joy that Emily and the children had created. The evening, which had begun with rejection and heartbreak, was transforming into something magical, ordinary yet extraordinary in its simplicity. As the night deepened, the children's mother joined in, thanking Emily for her kindness and recounting how they had been wandering the restaurant, unsure where to sit after their table had been delayed. Emily realized then that kindness wasn't grand gestures or perfect timing. It was the courage to say yes, to open your heart even when it had been hurt. She had arrived seeking love, perhaps from someone she had barely known, yet she found it in the laughter and trust of 2 little children, in the soft, grateful eyes of their mother. Emily's phone buzzed with messages she barely noticed, reminders of the date that had failed. But they didn't matter anymore. She was fully present in this moment, surrounded by warmth and genuine connection, her heart lighter than it had been in months. She felt the tight knot of loneliness unravel, replaced by a quiet, steady joy. The children, sensing her change, leaned in closer, sharing cookies and giggling over silly holiday stories, teaching Emily a lesson she would carry far beyond Christmas. Sometimes, love and acceptance come from the most unexpected places. Hours passed unnoticed. When it was finally time to leave, Emily hugged the little ones, their arms wrapping around her tightly, their trust and affection leaving a permanent mark on her heart. As they walked away, she realized the night had gifted her something far greater than a romantic connection. It had reminded her of the beauty of human kindness, the power of second chances, and the transformative effect of opening one's heart, even in the face of rejection. She stepped out into the crisp winter air, a gentle snow falling, and for the first time in a long while she felt truly seen. If this story touched your heart, please engage with the video, like, share, and leave a comment about how kindness has changed your life, even in unexpected ways. Your words could inspire someone else today. And before you go, I'd love for you to leave a comment sharing a moment when a stranger's kindness changed everything for you. Because sometimes the smallest gestures create the biggest miracles. Emily walked home beneath the twinkling lights of the city streets, her heart full, knowing that Christmas magic wasn't always about grand surprises or romantic gestures. Sometimes, it was in the simple act of letting a little black girl and her brother join a lonely stranger at a table, in the laughter shared over cookies, and in the reminder that even in rejection, hope and love could be found. That night, Emily learned a truth she would carry for the rest of her life. Kindness finds you when you least expect it, and love often appears in the faces of those who need it just as much as you do. And for that, she would be forever grateful.